after he said it was his goal to empower anti-establishment forces in Europe. German lawmaker Andreas Nick warned, if he is not here to be a traditional ambassador, but a PR person for the alt-right movement in Europe, we will have an issue. Meanwhile, the bloom may be off the bromance between President Trump and French President Emmanuel Macron. Let's discuss this with Nile Gardiner, director of the Margaret Thatcher Center for Freedom at the Heritage Foundation. Okay, this thing with Ric Grenell, we have to get into that before we get into the G7. First of all, he's one of the most amazing people, number one. Number two, he's a fantastic ambassador. Number three, he's very pro-Trump. Economic nationalism, he's like more of a populist. What's going on here? And tell me about the involvement in the Iran deal and all this.
Yeah, certainly. So, firstly, I'd say I think that Richard Grenell's doing a terrific job in Berlin. And he's basically advancing U.S. interests in Europe. And he's saying, of course, a lot of things that are pro-American. But the Germans, of course, or some elements of the German political leadership are reacting negatively to that. But I think he's doing absolutely his job representing the United States. He's not representing Germany. He's representing the American people. And he rightly pointed out, as soon as he got to Berlin, that the German companies who are investing in Iran should pull out. And that's absolutely the right message to send.
Oh, they're going crazy on that, though, right now. It's
they're really upset about it.
Lukoil, Reliance Industries, Siemens Corporation. They made big bucks over there in Iran. Yeah,
so you've got a lot of German companies up to their necks investing in Iran. The United States has withdrawn from the Iran nuclear deal. That deal is dead in the water. And Grenell has pointed that fact out. And that, of course, upsets a lot of, big sort of political and business elites in Germany.
And they know what he thinks about the Great Migration. He's in line with what the president thinks. A great migration of Islamic immigrants all throughout Europe. Hungary, Czech Republic, Poland, they don't want any part of this. And now they're being ostracized by the EU. And that's in Italy now. We got the populist movement in Italy catching fire. I think the Germans are on the wrong side of where popular opinion are going.
Yeah, I think we're looking at the end of a sort of German dominance in Europe, the time when Angela Merkel could tell everybody what to do. That time is over, and she made a big mistake letting in 1.5 million migrants into the country against the will of the German people themselves.
They didn't want it. The Swedes don't want it. It's been a disaster. Macron, he tweeted, the American president may not mind being isolated, but neither do we mind signing a 6-country agreement, if need be, because these 6 countries represent values, they represent economic market, which has weight of history behind it, blah, blah, blah. They were 2 peas in a pod just a short while ago. It's like breaking up is hard to do now. What's going on?
Yeah, well, it certainly is the end of the the Macron-Trump bromance, and which I think was very, very superficial, because at the end of the day, I think Macron has an entirely different vision to that of President Trump, and I think that the French think very differently on many things.
They're going to come around. They need us on the trade. They need our market. You think Trump is ever going to call them like French fry or anything like that? Like.
I'm not sure if he's quite going to go that far, but I think the French understand. I think that they're dealing with a very tough president here right now.
We'll be right back. Great segment.
With menopause, I expected hot flashes, but struggling to zip my jeans? I'm not ready for elastic waistbands.
Only Estroven Weight Management helps safely manage weight and relieves hot flashes. Safe, trusted Estroven.
Why buy the same old yellow box for hemorrhoids? Recticare Complete Hemorrhoid Care System has 2 effective medications. The strongest OTC concentration of lidocaine to relieve pain and itch, plus phenylephrine HCl to reduce swelling. Get more complete hemorrhoid relief with Recticare Complete.
On the beautiful island of St. Lucia, only at Sandals can you stay at one resort and play around at all 3.